Okay, so let's begin with the most basic installation of this. So if you go to the documentation, the React Native documentation, you're gonna find, some really nice examples, and then you're gonna get the docs right here. So this is where we need to go. So the first thing you're gonna see is it getting started. So right here we can get pretty much two different ways of running this, and of course I'm not gonna read this. So we get one way, which is the Expo CLI, and then we get a different way, which is the React Native CLI. And these two are very different. At the end, we're gonna get the same thing, but they are very, very different. So the first one is a tool called Expo. So Expo gives you a very quick start. You download the tool, you run it, and that's it. Very cool stuff. You don't even need to install a real simulator to see the application. Everything happens with Expo, which simulate the code and the project, and in a running application. But the thing is, and that's the downside, is that when you run this application, it's kind of using an iframe. It's not running kind of a real application on a real operating system of a phone. Everything is just a simulation. Which, of course, with the other one, we run simulations, but we run it on the actual operating system of a simulated phone. So, with this one, what you get with the Expo CLI is that you can install, run it, and that's it. And you're just running everything. With the other one, we need to do a lot of installation, configuration, just to run the simulation, right? Just to create a simulation right here. Now, the problem is that with Expo, when we work with Expo, there is Expo code all over the place. And if you want a quick start, just a very small application, and you don't want to get complicated with the the simulation with this one, you can use Expo. But if you want to have control pretty much in everything that you're doing on all the dependencies and everything else, you will need to go to this one, which is the custom way to do things. Now, on this course, I'm going to show you how to install. We're going to run a very simple application in Expo. I'm going to show you how it works. But we're going to do something very small. We're going to use this one. Because if you learn this one, you can run the simulator on your application, and pretty much you get control pretty much on everything that happens in your application. You can even go to the iOS and the Android files and make changes yourself on the native code of Android and iOS if you wish. So you can. With this one, you cannot. You just get access to your React environment, and that's it. Expo is going to bundle and do everything for you. You don't really have access. All right, so first I want to install this once, and we're going to leave it ready. We're going to use it later. So if you're on Windows or Mac, it doesn't matter. You just need to go to the terminal. If you're on Mac, you can do Command and C and type terminal, and it will give you the terminal for your computer if you're on Mac. If you're on Windows, go to the Windows icon and do CMD. This one is going to bring you the terminal. So what you need to do is to do npm install. Now, you need to have Node running in your computer if you want to, of course, do npm. So the first step is going to be installing Node if you don't have it. So you will need to go to Node, of course, and this is pretty simple. Just for Mac or Windows, it's pretty simple. You need to go to the Node webpage, and you're going to need to download the maybe the current or the latest one. This is latest, and this one is the more stable one. So with both, actually, it works. With both. If you want, you can download this one. It's a little bit safer, and I'm pretty sure that with this one it works. Now, once you download, you will need to go to the installer like you would do with any other software in your computer. And at the end, when you're done, you will need to go to the terminal and do node and then --v. This is going to tell you the version of Node that you're running. So node -v, sorry. So I'm running the 10.15.3, which is this one, and it works like a charm. So if you want to install this one, that's okay by me. Now on this one, I'm not so sure. Sometimes with newer versions of Node, they actually cannot connect to the React Native, and you will need to downgrade. That happened to me a couple times. So if you're doing node -v and you're getting this, it means that everything's okay. You can actually do this. Now, if you're not getting this, you most likely need to restart the computer and then try again. Alright, so once you get this, your node is installed on your computer, you will need to install the Expo CLI. Now, Node, when you install it, comes with npm. npm is a node package manager. We can install packages in our computer, which is running npm. So if I copy paste this, you're going to see npm install. The -g means global. It means that we can use this command whenever we want later. So once you install it, of course, this is going to take a couple seconds. Alright, so after everything that gets installed, I'm getting a little warning, but that's okay. I'm going to do clear, and of course you're going to clear this. Now, if I never tried this, if I do expo, am I getting something? Yeah, if you're doing expo, you're going to get all the examples of what you're going to do, you know, all the commands. So if you're doing this, it means that everything went okay. If you're getting something like something not recognized, it means that you will need to restart the computer, pretty much. So later we're going to do this, we're going to start a project, and this is the way we do it. But don't worry, we're going to get there later. Now what I would like to do is to install the other tools that we need to run the custom application. And now I just got to tell you this. We need to install, of course, all the things we're going to need. You know, we need to install brew. And the installations are very different for Mac and Windows. Not on everything, just some parts. For example, if I go to Mac and you see installing dependencies, and the first thing we need to do is brew. So before we can do this, we need to install Homebrew. And if I go on Windows, I get, you know, something else. I get installing dependencies, we need to install Choco. So it's different installations for different environments. So we're going to do this on the next section. And again, I got to tell you, this is going to take a while. It's going to take a long time. So if you're planning on just starting doing React Native today, I'm not so sure that's going to happen. Because after installing all these dependencies, all these tools we need, they're going to be pretty fast. We need to install, let me just, for example, select right here. We need to install the simulators. You know, we need to download the operating systems of the phone and everything else. And again, this is just an operating system. It's going to take a while. It might, you know, wait like 5 gigabytes or 4 gigabytes. We need just one operating system, but then we need all the other code. For example, this is the Xcode, it's the simulator of Mac. And we need to, again, download a lot of things. And again, I gotta tell you, if you're a Windows user, if you're a happy Mac user, you can use Mac, and you can run the simulation on iOS, and you can run simulation on Android. Now, if you're a Windows user, you can run a simulation on Android, but if I go to iOS, unsupported. If you're a Windows user, you cannot build applications for iOS. I know, it's the way it works, and it really, really sucks. Really sucks. So there's no way. If you're trying to find on the web, don't do it. There's no way. You cannot do it. The only way to build for both is by using Macs, or, you know, not even Linux, just Mac. Yeah, it's the way it works. It sucks. But okay, so we're going to go to the next section, and I'm going to show first how to install the tools for Mac. We're going to do this, and in another video, because I need to record this on a different computer, I'm going to do the Windows, you know, this. We're going to do this. Install Choco, Python, and Node, and everything else. So let's go to the next one, and I'm going to start with Mac.